Yo, how are you all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Trying from Blank. Today's episode is going to be on FTM. As always with this episode, we start on the higher time frame and work down into the lower time frame, hopefully coming to a end goal and a couple of trade ideas that we can be taking. One being long term, and then maybe some intraday ideas that we can look at taking. So we're going to look at FTM, we're going to look at the VWAP, and we're also going to look at the FTM Bitcoin pair. So starting on the monthly, FTM clearly had this range formed around the 0.2 being that range low on the monthly, clearly acting as the range low area and then the range high. So FTM was in the accumulation area for 640 days, so almost 2 years, 2-year range on FTM, and we've recently seen the break from this range on back in March. So accumulation potentially over. We could also draw a level towards this high. I think this definitely is an area of significance, given it was a high back in April 2021, but once that high was broken, we saw some parabolic movement. So potentially now, we got two key levels here on the monthly, looking at the 0.73 and also the 0.54 region for FTM. I would say that I should not accept back inside this range. If it was to deviate back under here, I think it could be pretty bearish, and likely you probably see price go and sweep these lows under 0.2, like under here. If we sweep those lows, you could probably see it drop back down towards that region. So high time frame, I think a nice place to hold is around this region, and maybe on a further market pullback you could fill towards that sub 0.5 monthly order block here. Seems like a nice place to bounce. Again here, I think this definitely seems like a nice place to fill on FTM. A weekly fair value gap here. So from that move up in March, when we got the break from the accumulation, we can see that we formed this imbalance and yet to sort of retest that region. So I think spot wise and FTM, if you get like a 20 to 25% pullback from here, that looks like a nice place to bid into 0.5, anything sub 0.53. Look for a bounce there. As I said, this is kind of like a must-hold region for FTM. I see no reason why it should accept back under there, and otherwise you have a big deviation, and likely it would target these lows under here. So yeah, that would be spot buy area. Looking at spot buys. Towards this weekly fair value gap and below, under here. Anything sub 0.53 on FTM seems like a great opportunity for spot buys. High time frame, filled this low volume, broke through the low volume node area. We can see that here on the volume profile. Broke up, broke down, and again we're just almost doing the exact same thing. So definitely a key area, the 0.74. On a flip back above this region, you could probably look at trading back towards $1 and above. And then, for the higher time frame side of things, accepting above 1.1 seems important for FTM. If it's going to make a stab at new all-time high, I think once you get back above 1.1, that can be a nice place to look for high time frame continuation. But for now, looking for a bounce towards that 0.53. 3-day, similar, and the 4-hour. We'll maybe go to the daily. Yeah, definitely this region, right? So you know, from here it's kind of in no man's land. I wouldn't fancy bidding with such an ideal area to bid below. Trying to take a trade from this current market price seems like a big gamble for me. Back above 0.73, that could be the nice flip. Look to trade towards that 1.1, you know, or into 0.53. So looking at spot buys and potential longs towards this region here. And if we fail to sweep, right, if the market starts to move up from here, let's say this range eventually breaks higher, look for that flip back above 0.73, 0.75. And target 1. That seems like the other option. So option 1 is to watch for a flip above 0.73, and option 2 is looking for that break into sub 0.53, this region here. We can now look at the VWAP values, see what we have. Overall, nothing too complex. Holding around that prior quarterly VWAP. Chopping around the developing yearly VWAP. Overall, nothing to really say about this. Just been going sideways now for a month. Almost a month, right? We've been going sideways for. Happy with the plan that we've set out already on here. Right, I'll draw it out for you. Option 1. We're looking for that sweep under. And option 2. We're looking for the flip above. Right. But now we're kind of just in low man's land, right? If we look at the 4 hour, it's kind of a clear range here. Probably just look to play the range until proven otherwise if you're trying to intraday. Look for a sweep under range low. Take a long, just target range high. You know, these would be the higher time frame setups. But for now, just ranging here. With the liquidity objective below and the point of interest below, it makes it very hard for me to take a trade from here with great confidence. Given the liquidity objective below, it makes it hard to take a trade from this region. So personally, on the higher time frame, I would just watch for either one of these options. Finally, we look at the FTM Bitcoin chart. Just ranging, really. No real significance in this chart. Maybe look for a reversal anywhere towards that region. Probably syncs up with our lower plan 1 right here. Looks best to sync it up towards this region here on the FTM Bitcoin chart. Of course, if the market moves up, we can look at taking option 2, but for now, my main plan would be wait for option 1 and 0.53. And that's pretty much everything for today's episode. Fairly smooth and straightforward episode. No man's land for now. Wait for these 2 options, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.